Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session where today I am with an exceptional individual who will introduce herself in a while, but I want just to say that we are having this candid conversation as we were just talking in a project where we are working together, myself, Youssef Skalli, founder of SKALLIbility Coaching, and my friend Doreen Fernandez, who is the founder of Memory Bloom and Coaching by Doreen. And we were talking about the weather and also about our entrepreneurship journey. And it came the subject of Mother's Day that we will be celebrating very soon. And we decided to have this session and share our thoughts together with you, where we want just to bring into light some of the challenges, some of the opportunities that many working mothers and entrepreneurs face. So allow me to introduce Doreen Fernandez. Tell me, Doreen, who are you?
Oh, thank you so much, Yusuf. This is such an amazing opportunity. The two of us were just talking very candidly. We connected on LinkedIn through networking, and here we are today. And I think sometimes, when we talk, other people listen and they pick up on different things that we say. And from our conversation, you picked up the word of motherhood. And here we are right now talking about this. So thank you again for this opportunity. It's absolutely my pleasure to introduce myself and talk a little bit about my journey and how it's changed. And it probably will keep changing. This is what being human is all about. So I spent over 20 years in the corporate sector and the financial services industry. I learned a lot. I grew. I acquired some amazing skills, worked with some great people. And in 2019, I decided to take a huge leap of faith and just try something different. I worked with the top four banks in Canada, and it was an amazing experience. I would not change it for anything. But there were a couple of things that had happened. There was a loss in my family that actually made me stop and think. It was life-changing for me. And I thought, my goodness, that could have been me. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my career? Am I enjoying what I'm doing? I have two sons, and I'm very, very proud of them. They're very strong individuals, and I constantly, keep reminding them that there's more to life than just working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and to try different things and be happy. And I really wanted to pursue that happiness. So I started to do some soul searching as to who is Doreen? What does Doreen want to do with her life? And as my sons grew and they finished their post-secondary education, this was the time that I thought, now I can focus on me and what I want to do. So I took a blank piece of paper and a pen and I just started to jot down ideas of what do I like to do? If money was no object, what would I do? And one of the things that I wrote was writing you know, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to write, but I just started to write and I started to put it out there on social media, and people started to respond to it very favorably. When somebody reached out to me and asked me to write their mother's story, I was really taken aback by this because I had not really considered doing something like that, but I thought I'm going to try it. And it was the most beautiful project I have ever worked on. I created a book for their family with photographs of this woman all through her life, her married life with her husband, her children, her grandchildren, their travels together. The photographs were just so beautiful. And the family was so uh, in love with this story and in love with the book that they thanked me and said that I had made such a difference in their lives through this homage to their mom. And I was so surprised at the reaction. And at that moment, I realized that this is something that I would love to do, is to make a difference for people to have their stories done. So since then, I've written a few stories for a few families, and it's really been a joyous experience. I'm really passionate about having someone's story live forever. So this is what Memory Bloom is all about.
What an amazing journey. It's how you started by, I like that you mentioned soul searching, which is
Mhm.
really important because as we both agree as coaches, it starts always with self-knowledge and self-awareness. So
Absolutely.
taking that first step is really good. And that drove you, talking about coaching, to coaching by Doreen. Tell us
Yes.
more.
So, when COVID hit, it presented a lot of challenges, but it also presented a lot of opportunities. I have a very dear friend of mine who is Hamad Siddiqui, who you know as well. He is a LinkedIn expert, and he has always been encouraging me to start the coaching career for resumes and interview coaching. All through my corporate life, I've always done resumes and interview coaching for coworkers, friends, family members. And he encouraged me to start Coaching by Doreen to help many people out there who are in need of a good resume and coaching towards interview skills. And I do see the need out there. There's so many people who are either in transition looking for another job, or especially newcomers to Canada. There's going to be a lot of people who are lost, who need the help and support. So this is something that I'm helping a lot of people with, and using my past experience and what I have learned to coach people towards leadership skills, communication skills, listening and understanding, and just putting your best foot forward. And having a strong resume is the start.
Thank you so much, Doreen, for that amazing journey. One of the things that brought us together, actually, as you said, is our networking through LinkedIn, but also our passion, as you mentioned, to help newcomers and people in career transition to really put their steps forward. What really amazed me about your work is your approach to the resume writing itself, which is quite a unique perspective, combining your writing skills, your storytelling, and the technical part of resume writing. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, sure. I didn't realize that there was a congruity, if you will, but there definitely is. My passion for writing has kind of enhanced my resume writing ability. I realized that a person's resume is not just a black and white document that puts in chronological order someone's work history. There's just so much more that goes into a resume. Having a good story, starting with a good summary and highlighting your accomplishments, your skills, and where you want to go in the future. This is something that is an amazing testament to you as a human being as to what you are capable of doing, what you have learned, and how you're going to apply it to other opportunities that present itself. So this is what I really enjoy doing with resume writing, is telling that story so that it stands out. They say that people love listening to stories. Stories make the world move. And, a lot of people just do a copy paste. This is what I've done in the last 10 years. But it's more to that. How do you appeal to the senses of that hiring manager? And that's what I focus on.
Right, that's excellent. I like this approach of looking at the resume as a story and a story forward, not only backward. That's really amazing and a unique perspective. Now, coming back to your entrepreneurship journey, Doreen, when we were talking last time we were connected, you mentioned, and this is where we decided to have this session together, because you were talking about when I asked you what kept you moving ahead. And you mentioned, I want to set the right example to my sons. And your
Yes.
eyes just went like big, wide. So tell me more about how you managed to harmonize your motherhood, your family life with your work life as a working mother entrepreneur?
That's a really great question, Yusuf. And, if I were to look back at the time, I didn't really think about it. It's something that I did, something was driving me to do it. And what was driving me to do it was happiness and contentment. You know, we have been given this life, it's so precious. And when you look around and you see so many people who don't like what they do. They wake up on a Monday morning with a knot in their stomach and they're like, oh, do I have to go into work? And I was tired of that, and I wanted to do something that brought me happiness, excitement, pleasure. Because now I love waking up in the morning and I just love tackling my workday. I love networking with people, helping candidates, reach their career journey, or helping people with their family stories. When you have passion, when you believe in what you're doing, it just changes your mindset. It makes you a happier person, and it motivates you to keep going. And this is one of the things that I wanted to show my sons, that there's more to life than just working at something that you are not enjoying. It affects your partners, it affects your children, it affects your family and friends. So I wanted to show my sons that, anything is possible, that find your passion in your life. There's more to life than just working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. There's just so much joy to be gained from pursuing your passion. You feel fulfilled, you feel that you're contributing to something that matters to you. And this is what life should be all about, is to celebrate, every day, and affect other people positively who are around you as well.
That's amazing, and it creates also another vision of success. We grow with the success that is defined by others,
Mhm,
and we follow that path. So you and I, we share similar journey when it comes to that, following our passion, leaving the
mhm,
corporate world, and not because it was bad or something, but just because
mhm.
we wanted a change, we wanted something different, and we both of us had the courage to take that step forward. So looking back at your transition from the corporate to the entrepreneurship world, especially as a mother, was there anything that now, thinking backward, you would have done differently?
When I was making that decision, it was the scariest time of my life because I was thinking about letting go of my anchor, my rock, consistent paycheck, being surrounded by people who were working with me, were helping me develop and grow. And when you do it for that length of time, when you do it for so many years, it becomes part of you, it becomes who you are. So to think about letting it go it was really scary, and I questioned whether I should do it or not. But then I came across a saying that I was reading a book and it said, you can't swim across the lake with one foot on the shore. And that resonated with me. And I thought, if I am going to give this my all, I'm going to have to just jump in with both feet, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and hope for the best. And that's what I did. And it's been since 2019. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but there's also been a lot of good. I've aligned myself with some great mentors, learned from them, took advice from them, and chances are it's not the end. Chances are in the next year there's just going to be more changes and more challenges. But it's something that I look forward to now because I know that I've survived. I didn't die doing it, and I'm having fun while I'm doing it.
Right, that's excellent, and I presume that's what keeps you today motivated.
Yes, correct.
Definitely. You talked about ups and downs, and we both know a lot about that in the entrepreneurship journey. So, what advice would you like to share today with many mothers there? And we know both of us from our clients where we meet with uh, a variety of people who feel
Mhm.
stuck in their situation today, and they are facing that fear that you mentioned. And we know a lot about that. But when it comes to mothers, there is an additional layer of responsibility
Yes.
that it's there. And you looked at it from the angle of the role model and the example you want to show to your sons. Some others may have looked at it from a different perspective. So
Right.
to wrap up with that, and as a celebration of Mother's Day, what advice you would like to share as a gift to the mothers who are inspiring to a similar journey?
You know, in Memory Bloom, I have coined myself as being a legacy writer. So writing people's story is to leave their legacy. And this is something that I think about is what is my legacy that I'm going to leave to my children, my grandchildren, my family and friends around me. And this is what women in general should always think about is how can I make a difference? Because you do influence your children, you do influence your grandchildren, and you want to make a positive impact. So when your children see you as a wife, as a mother, excelling, succeeding, you know, meeting the adversity head on and punching those challenges down and saying, I can do it. It gives people hope, it gives people energy, and it gives people life. So my advice is to anyone, whether you're a mom or a woman, or even if you're not a woman, just do it. Life is too short to not try. You know, you'll never know how amazing this ride can be until you try it. You know, just be consistent, uh, surround yourself with like-minded people, build your network, and those are the people who are going to carry you across the finish line.
Excellent. Well said. Just do it and go for it. Thank you very much, Doreen. Is there any thought you would like to close, or any message to your sons talking about today that you'd like to close our conversation with?
You know, Yusuf, this has been so amazing to just sit here and chat with you. Uh, Even providing the answers, you know, it's coming from the heart. We have not rehearsed any of these answers. This is just who I am. My message to everyone out there for Mother's Day, and I hope that this little video will serve to give you the courage, give you the joy and the happiness that is yours to take and yours to live. So just do it, as I say, and smile and be happy.
Thank you very much, Doreen. Last thing, if people want to reach out to you, what is the best channel?
Oh, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Doreen Fernandez. The two websites is memorybloom.ca and coachingbydoreen.ca. So if you have any questions or you need some help in any way, that's how you can reach me. I'll be more than happy to chat with you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Doreen. So for all our listeners, you know where to find Doreen. Just reach out on LinkedIn. The same thing for me, you know where to find me. Reach out on LinkedIn. We will be sharing in the description or the comments below the website links to Doreen Memory Bloom and Coaching by Doreen. Thank you so much. See you next
My
time.
pleasure. Thank you so much, Yusuf. And happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Exactly. Happy Mother's Day.